Hey Kat, thanks for coming in and seeing me regarding the neck and shoulder issues you've been having. What we're going to do, we're going to do our whole program just using a lacrosse ball. So I'm going to send you a link to a lacrosse ball for you to buy one. They're about £5. It'll be the best investment you make. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with this lacrosse ball. We're going to work on the neck issues, and all you have to do is just push into the side of the neck at first and just small rolls. Don't be quick, just small slow rolls, finding those tight areas. Okay, you can easily come into a stretch, just pulling your neck to the side whilst doing that. You're going to find some really nasty, really tight areas, and I want you to stay on those. And just push and roll over those tight points. Yeah, keep coming into a stretch, just pull your head across and then to the side. So once you've done the sides of the neck, you can start focusing on the back of the neck. Little side to sides, coming right into those tight areas at the base of the spine. And just, yeah, spend some good time. Just roll in, no set time, but to spend at least a couple of minutes just getting those tight knotted bits out of your neck by pushing that lacrosse ball in. And that's going to really help loosen off the shoulders, which put less pressure on your neck, which is going to really help with everything. Next up, we're going to come down onto the upper back side of things. We're going to work our way all the way round the shoulder blade, around the inside of it at first. So just come down onto the floor. What we're going to do, place that ball fairly low on the back at first, in between your spine and at the bottom of the shoulder blade. I just want you to apply as much weight into that as you can. So lean into it, take some really good deep breaths, and just melt into that ball, really push you back into it. Okay, we're just going to do small little side to side rolls, so just little wiggles of your shoulder, and that's going to help push all that tightness away right at the bottom of that shoulder blade. Now what you're going to find, there's going to be some areas that are tight, some areas that are nicer. If you're in a rush, just focus on those tighter areas, but what I do, I want you to spend some time focusing on all the points, because it's going to really help you out. So after 2 minutes of little rolls there, just roll the ball literally just a couple of centimetres up, still in between the spine and the shoulder blade. Might be a little bit tighter there, it certainly is on me. Just little side to sides again. Nice deep breathing. We're still near the bottom of that shoulder blade. Spend 2 minutes there. After another couple of side to sides, move up, so you're getting right into the middle of the shoulder blade and the spine. Again, if you can lift your head up during these, it's going to be a little bit more pressure. If you're not there yet, we'll build up to that. Some little side to sides. Just trying to roll all of that tightness out, finding those trigger points. So if you can stay on those trigger points, you're going to help loosen off. When you start getting to the middle part of the shoulder blade, you start doing some arm movements up and down. And that's going to contract and relax those back muscles whilst you're on a trigger point, which is just fantastic for sending a signal to the brain to just help loosen up. So you can come across and out wide, just do what you need to get the most out of having the ball into that point. Again, another couple minutes on that area, move up slightly. You're going to start coming near to the top of the shoulder blade. Really give yourself a hug, some good side to sides. That's really tight me, so I'd spend maybe some more time on here. Again, get those arm movements in, up and down. Even some circles, no set rules. Just do what feels like it's working, like it's contracting those back muscles. Okay, moving up again. And as you start coming nearer the shoulder, you're going to start to really struggle to put pressure into those areas. So once it starts coming a bit higher, you're just going to lift your shoulders up and push your feet in, and then your driving force is going into that ball. And once again, some little wiggles side to side to help release that tension, and then some arm movements. Spending a couple minutes there, and then moving right up. So we're right up to the top of the shoulder now, and there's some really tight knots in there. So do focus again, lifting the hips up, driving your weight in. Couple of minutes of some good arm movements in that area right there. So that's some important time you're going to be spending around that shoulder blade area. We're then going to come onto the shoulder blade. So it's right here, right on the outside. It's called our lats, and it's a really sticky point. One of the nastiest trigger points, so you know when you're on it, you put as much weight onto there as you can, roll onto your side. I just want you to push your arm in and then out. In and out. Oh, and if you're finding that you can't reach the ground, just use your other arm to help. And that is really uncomfortable, but that's fantastic for loosening up everything around that shoulder blade region. Don't worry if you get some referred pain into the shoulder and down the arm. It's not a bad thing. It's just helping up release all of those nerves that are getting trapped in that lat there. So again, spend a couple of minutes just doing those arm movements right there. Just found out the lower back was tight, the glutes were tight, so we're going to use that lacrosse ball to roll up the glutes. So have a sit on your ball, put as much weight into you can, and then some big circles at first. Put as much weight into the ball as you possibly can. And then you start mapping out where the tight areas are. So find them, mine's about there. Just spend a couple of minutes on those tighter areas. Just little circles, rolling over that knot. And that's going to really help release your glutes. When you can release these glutes, it's going to put less pressure on your lower back. So, a couple of stretches I want you to do too. And these are stretches you can do anywhere. If you're sitting down watching TV, get in this stretch. If you're sitting down anyway, get in this stretch. So, I want you to do 2 minutes per leg. You're going to come into a figure of 4 position. You're just going to ease forward. So, lean forward towards the foot, towards the knee. Just find out what works. Where's the tightest area? When you're on it, spend some time camping out in that area. Good couple of minutes, okay? Squeezing your bum muscles tight for a few seconds, and then releasing. Squeeze tight, and then release. And just keep doing that for a couple of minutes whilst leaning forward. That's going to help release the posterior aspect of your hip. Next up, I'm going to come into a hip flex stretch. So you're going to release the front of the hip, big step forward, come down, pushing your hip into the ground. Squeeze this bum muscle as tight as you can. And again, just 2 minutes of stretching out that area, just releasing the front of that hip. It's going to do you wonders because it's going to put less pressure on your back. So what happens is, when the hip flexors are tight, it does push back into this kind of arch position because your pelvis tilts forward. By releasing in here, you're going to have a lovely arch in the spine, which is going to put less pressure in the back, which is going to really, really work for you. So give all those exercises a try. If there's any questions you have, get back in touch with me.